So in this book, they say, this is the way they word this. They say y varies directly with x. That's what y equals kx means. Okay. It's more common to see it as saying y is directly proportional to x. And it's one of the reasons why it's one of our SOL items. It was one of our objectives that comes right out of the SOLs. You know, if you get this kind of problem on an SAT, and you almost for sure will, it's not going to say varies directly. It's going to say it's proportional to or directly proportional to. So it's a little bit mostly the way our book words it to say it like that. Now, why does it say varies directly in any case? Well, just think of it like this. For a known value of k, let's say we already said y equals 2x. What would happen to the value of y if I doubled the value of x? It would double, right? What would happen to the value of y if I cut x in half? It would be cut in half, right? Because both of these are in the numerator on either side of the equation, then if the x gets bigger, the y gets bigger. If the x gets smaller, the y gets smaller, right? They vary directly. They vary in the same direction, okay? So that's the direct variation part of it. As opposed to inverse variation, where if x gets bigger, y gets smaller. If x gets smaller, y gets bigger. Some of you, is anybody taking chemistry in here right now? So let's say if you're in a chemistry class, you will come across something like PV equals nRT, right? That's called the ideal gas law. And it relates for a certain volume of gas, it relates the pressure of the gas times the volume equals the amount of the gas times a constant R, which is kind of like our K, and the temperature of the gas, right? So you could say like the P and the T vary directly. If I increase T, what's going to happen to P? Increase. If I decrease T, I decrease P. They vary directly. Okay. In meteorology, which was my science, right, when I was in the military, we used the same thing when we were modeling the atmosphere, except the gas that we're doing it for is the air. So the composition, what goes into that N, which is the amount of the gas, is specific to the chemicals that make up the air. But definitely a major part of the modeling that goes on to make our forecast models.